So every texture scaling video for Unreal Engine on the internet ever always just uses one node, and it won't let you scale the U and the V separately. So I thought I'd make a new video on that because it's really simple. I found out was just messing around. By the way, quick tip, this is how you do ambient occlusion. Also, you just hook up your ambient occlusion map and your color map to a multiply node and then put that in your color slot. So, because that's easy. Thought I'd mention that. It always confused me. This is what people usually do. You get a texture coordinate node, and then you get a multiply node. You can hold M and click for that one. Really convenient. And then you hook it up to all your UV slots, and then that will, it'll scale the texture. It's, nice and basic. And then you change the number in the multiply box to whatever scale you want. The higher the number, the more tiles you get. And then, you got to click that apply button to make it work. So if you want the little slider window, you got to make a material instance. So to get that set up, first you need to make a constant node, or you can just hold 1 and click, and then set that default value to 1. Then you got to right click on that and then convert it to a parameter, and then name it, scale or something. So now if you right click on your material in the browser and make a material instance, you can open that up and you should have a scale slider so you don't have to click the apply button every single time. And of course drag and drop it onto whatever you want it on first. So then you can double click your instance material and you'll get this nice window. But it didn't show up at first, so make sure you click the apply button on your other material so it saves the constant thing. So now you should have a scale box at the very top you can drag around. And that's mostly what people usually do, but you can do more. So now the real point of this video, homie. How do you get it so you can scale in the X direction and the Y direction separately? It's pretty simple. It's a lot more simple than I thought at first. Just copy and paste your scale node and then rename the top one to, scale U, and then the bottom one to scale V, because that's what they say in UV land. And then you get something called a make float 2 box. It turns it into a vector. And then you plug that stuff in. So you plug your scale nodes into that, and then plug the box into the multiply node, and it's literally that easy. It's like 2 extra steps. So now if you go to your material instance, you should have 2 boxes instead of 1, and you can scale in one direction or the other one. Amazing. But wait, there's more. So scaling's great. We got that now. But say you want to scale it and maybe you want to move it a little to the left. How do you add that? No one talks about that. It's basically the same thing. Just copy your scale nodes, and then you just use an add node instead of a multiply node. It's that simple. So make an add node, and then plug the new ones on the top, and then your multiply on the bottom, and then, of course, you got to replug everything in, but I think, having this is pretty cool. So that's how you do it. And now your material instance, you'll have offset and scale. That's phenomenal, Jimmy. What else can she do? It's fantastic. See, it looks like it's scaling, but it's not getting bigger. It's just moving around. It's freaking awesome. All right, now the last part every texture master needs is you need a option to rotate your texture, because diagonal tiles look pretty freaking cool. So to do that, you need to add something called a custom rotator. So find that, and drop that in there. So then unhook your texture coordinate thing and plug that into the UV channel thing, and then hook it up like this. Then make a new constant parameter. You can actually hold S and click, and it'll make it constant and make it a parameter at the same time. Then on the rotator thing, it's from 0 to 1. So if you want to use degrees, you got to divide it by 360. So this is the last part. You add a divide node and set the bottom to 360, and then plug your rotation into the top part, and then plug the divide node into the rotation angle. Okay. And then now you got everything you would ever want to freaking scale and move textures around and stuff. Because having one box for scaling is great, but I think this might be a little bit better. And now you can have diagonal tiles or diagonal bricks or slightly diagonal scaled in one direction and offset to the right tiles. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So hopefully this helps somebody. And if it helped you, that'd be great if you gave it a thumbs up, because I thought this was pretty cool. And no one really ever went this in depth and, simple scale stuff. So hopefully I'll get back into this Unreal Engine stuff. I just, I took a long break trying to figure out what to do with my life. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And don't ever leave. Okay?